The Gentle Art of Tramping. Chapter 5. Carrying Money. Put money in thy purse is often given to the young man as a jewel of wisdom. But we give the contrary advice: take it out. The less you carry, the more you will see. The less you spend, the more you will experience. Of course, if you have a strong enough will to resist temptation, you can carry what you like. But even then, you are at the disadvantage of being worth a robber's attention. I sometimes pride myself that I set out for Jerusalem with the Russian pilgrims having £10, and that I brought back 5 of the pounds to Russia. The most I paid for lodging in Jerusalem was 3 farthings a day. Had I quit for a hotel, I should have lost most of the experience of the pilgrimage. When I made my study of the immigrants to America, I went steerage and came back steerage. I stayed in a workman's lodging house in New York, and I tramped to Chicago in less than $1 a day. Of course, it is very expensive in America, always was, unless you care to work your way. For my part, I think working one's way even more expensive. A shilling a day ought to be ample for tramping in any part of the world, if you cook on your own campfire and sleep out. But America is an exception. There you will need 3 parts of a dollar. In Europe, generally, after the war, one needs to consider the currency situation. The Tyrol has been a place of cheap food and wine. Now it is much dearer. France and Italy, on the other hand, are cheaper. It is well to carry notes of low denominations, as it is almost always difficult to get change in the country. If you have a larger note, a reserve, to take you, let us say, by boat or train somewhere, at some point of your adventure, or to bring you home, it is well worth to sew it in your jacket lining. It is a mistake to put it in your knapsack, or in a pocket of a shirt. Once I put £5 in a secret pocket of the shirt, and forgot all about it till after I received my linen one day, washed and ironed from a peasant girl. Suddenly I remembered, and feverishly picked up the shirt and went to the secret pocket, the girl smiling at me as I did so. The note was there, fresh and crisp. I was astonished. "You washed and ironed this bit of paper?" I asked. "No," she said simply. "I found it and took it out, but I put it back after ironing." In America, it is as well to carry travelers' checks, as they can be cashed even in a small village, and they are safer than notes. In Europe, such checks are difficult to cash except in large cities. They are unfamiliar to the bankers of provincial towns. Even in large towns, you may have to wander from bank to bank seeking a correspondent of the original bank from which you have taken the traveller's check. A good plan is to have £5 notes sent to you by a registered post by a bank at the time of which you are likely to require them. They can be sent poste restante, but it is unwise to leave the packet too long unclaimed, as in some countries they return letters to sender after a week. Money can be sent by wire in this way. Money can also be sent by a bank in response to a wire that if you have arranged a code signature before leaving home. This is a very simple matter if you are a bad enough tramp to have a balance intact. After 2 months or less in open living, the life of a tramping hermit, you are likely, upon occasion, to have a joyous reaction towards excess. And this may express itself in a gay, giddy weekend, in hotels and restaurants and places of music and dance. You may spend more on a romp than you do on the tramp. Round and round the marketplace the monkey chased the weasel. You are that monkey, never catching that weasel. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. Oh, that weasel of false heart's desire, haven't we chased it upon occasion? And a little bit of verse. I am memory and torment, I am town. I am all that ever went with evening dress. Thus sang the banjo in the wilderness. You lie in the heights of the mountain under the stars, with empty pockets and empty stomach. You look at many lights, the blent illumination of the Milky Way, and think of Piccadilly, the great white way, burning its great stream of electricity, burning your candle and its own. The spree is not, however, entirely legitimate to tramping expeditions. Tramping is first of all a rebellion against housekeeping and daily and monthly accounts. You may escape from the spending mania, but first of all you escape from the inhibition, that is the word, the inhibition of needing to earn a living. In tramping you are not earning a living, but earning a happiness. There was a verse of poetry of which Ruskin, in his satirical mood, was inordinately fond. As for the bird in the thicket, thrush or ouzel in leafy niche, she was far too rich to care for a morning concert to which she was welcome without a ticket. Well, ours is the morning concert, without ticket and without program, without classification of box or stool. You do not pay as you enter, nor gamble as you go out. Indeed, there is a very good reason. Performers and friends of the performers do not pay. You come as a friend of the thrush, or you are a thrush yourself. We shall see as we tramp the woods together which is. But in any case, the thrush never takes round the hat.